Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here at Captain Clyde's MTG News, and today we've got a couple things to cover for you. And before I get started, remember to put them tray tables and seat backs in their full upright position. And we take off. And remember, give me a like, a subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get all the videos when they first come out, and leave me some comments down below. I love to respond to them. Helps feed that YouTube algorithm so we can get a few more views and help support the channel. I really do appreciate it. So we got two things to cover today. The first thing is what you see on the board there, Mythic Marketplace. The second thing will be the mystery boosters coming back to your local LGS. So if you don't want to hear about this, you're welcome to skip it to the later part when I change the actual screen setting. But give you the quick overview of Mythic Markets. So some of you don't know what Mythic Market is. Ugh, tongue twister. Um, I seen this back before the pandemic at a lot of a lot of trade shows, and a lot of Magic Fest GPs, whatever you want to call them. These guys basically, not just with Magic cards, but with lots of things, would sell you shares of an item. For example, we'll talk the most notable one, which is the Black Lotus. They had a Black Lotus. They also had a box of the one I was at had a box of Beta sealed, I believe. But anyway, you could say sell for, or say buy a share for $45 of a $90,000 current value Mox Lotus, whatever. And then you would own technically part of the card. And it was not to get into any really big details about it, but basically, it was an LLC, and they had some fees and transaction stuff, and it was supposed to be like a small marketplace where you could like buy and sell shares and different items that were old collectibles. Like you see there's a Spider-Man back here comic that's graded at 7.0, Black Lotuses, Moxes, anything that's collectible and old and has a value. They are currently restructuring. And basically, from the sounds of it, going to give money back to the people who are invested. But they've also mentioned they're going to liquidate their items. They said they're going to restructure, but if you're liquidating items, that means you have bills to pay, and liquidation is the way to pay those bills. Because if you're going to keep doing something like this, you can't liquidate all your stuff, or you don't have anything to do something like this with. I looked through it, and all in all, a lot of their money came from just like the regular stock market. There's fees and things like that with having and keeping track of this kind of stuff. But of course, the value of the item went up. You could make more money because your one share would be worth more, yada yada yada. But at the same time, in their legal mumbo jumbo, there was a thing they could sell as many shares as they wanted, which could actually lower the price of something or the value, because instead of it being only having 1,000 shares worth, say $50, they sold an extra 1,000. Now yours is only worth 25 because the item value doesn't change, its number of shares does. So all in all, I take it for what it's worth. I never invested in something like this. I thought it was a sham, really. The guy's apparently trying to make right by everybody, so I do appreciate that and I do respect it. But I just don't think this is a kind of a business or a thing that you could do and expect to make money because you're not generating money. So once again, I'm not going to get too far into it. But basically, guys, my rule of thumb is just like on Magic Arena, and I'm not just picking on Magic Arena, but Magic Arena is probably one of the most blatant forms of it. Don't pay for things that you don't get to keep and resell. Like all that stuff on Magic Arena or digital cards, you can't resell them. That's why paper cardboard Magic is so popular, because you get the item, you can keep the item, you can trade it for value. You can't do that online. Like Magic the Gathering online is better than Arena because you can actually trade the card values. Not as good, and the values fluctuate and so forth and so on. I think it's still better to have paper, but you at least get value on Magic the Gathering online, unlike Arena, and unlike what this was. Although if they got it to go off the ground, maybe they had the right idea, but this wasn't meant to be, guys. So we'll leave you with that one. So the next thing that we'll talk about is probably the big thing everybody wants to talk about, and that is the new Mystery Booster Convention Edition going out to all the local LGSs beginning August 20th. It says right here in limited quantities. Um, First off, if anybody has bought any of these booster boxes, this is the second time they've done this, and this is probably going to drive the price down to almost nothing. So for those guys who bought these at a very high price because they thought they were a special item, whoopsie. Um, and you can look at that all you want. I just know certain individuals paid lots of money for these boxes. And when these boxes come back out, I mean, we're talking, I've heard like $150 a box, um, which will be devastating reprint for those who try to actually collect these. Now, the one things that these aren't going to have that the regular edition did have, um, sorry, I was reading that, my bad, is it's not going to have these cards here. These cards will not be, um, like these will be probably a little different. Some cards were removed. Um, they're removed. It says here be up for the updated release. I don't know why they removed some of these cards. I took a look at the list earlier. I don't understand why. So they removed Anger of the Gods, Approach the Second Sun. This card shouldn't be in anything sealed. Anyway, Desert Twister, whatever. Dictated Heliod, Dismember, kind of depressing. That's a good card. Essence Warden, Fading Antiquity, Forgotten Cave, Frogmite, Giant Growth and Curd Ape, Moon Glove Extract. Mother of Runes is kind of depressing. That's a pricey card. Nature's Lore, New Horizons, Next Fleece Ram, Pollen Bright Wings, Rage Reflection, which just got reprinted. Revenant, nobody really cares. Rhystic Study got taken out. That's a blow to the actual wallet. Seal of Cleansing, Seal of Strength, Stalking Tiger, for whatever reason. And Swords of Plowshare comes out. So we lost a lot of good cards in this. So let's look at what got replaced at a higher frequency. So other things you can get instead are Aggressive Instinct, who cares? Alloy Mirror, wah wah. Ambitious Aether Bloom, nobody cares. Armadillo Cloak, eh. Aura of Silence, eh. Cast Out, eh. Creeping Mold, Cultivate, because this hasn't been printed enough already. Um, Avaria, the Holcomb Witness, whatever this thing is. Giant Growth, Great Furnace. I mean, this is cool as an artifact land. Just, I mean, why? But anyway, this dragon, it's all right. Meteorite for some reasons in there. Might of the Masses, Mirror Entity, because that thing's not broken enough. Mog Fanatic, Murder, Path of Peace, Priest of Titania, Rox Maulers, the Apostor, the Mauler, the Thrashing Bronte, Thrashy Bee, and Wall of Omen. So we lost a lot of valuable money cards in this to get replaced with a lot of cards that aren't worth anything. Um, so not too sweet, honestly. So here's a quick list also if you want to go through and just see what all they've got in here. I'm not exactly sure what everything's in here. Like I said, they said there's 1,670 cards, I believe is what they said. Yeah, 1,670 cards in this. The main purpose of this, really, guys, is so you can have those chaos drafts because old packs are getting hard to find. We can't open them forever because we only print so many of them, and that's kind of what this was harkening back to, is having a way to be able to have those chaos drafts without having all them old packs. So not too shabby. I mean, it's okay. But once again, with this kind of reprint coming back to the stores, yeah, it'd be great for fun. It'd be good for some commander cards, maybe you might get. But those who try to save these as a valuable commodity are really gonna take the hammer on this one, and it's really gonna be sad because this had the ability to be a very profitable thing for some people. But the thing I saw about it was if they made a convention edition once, they're definitely going to do it again, just because why not? They can. Um, Also, I mean, why wouldn't they? They can make money off of it. I mean, the convention editions when they first handed them out just really got people um, on the hook for what it is and how to play it and how fun it was, which really drove the price of a lot of this up, especially with the limited print runs. But now that it's back, uh, those draft boxes are just not gonna be worth anything. I can't say that enough. And also with that too, guys, I would not be hoarding any of these unless you just want to keep these to do your chaos drafts. That's perfectly fine. I am okay with that. But I would not collect these if you expect to make money on them, because it's just not going to happen probably. Because I just see reprints like this happening again and again and again. And the cards in here getting reprinted again and again and again. So that's just going to be part of it, guys. So with that said, that's all I've got for you today, except for those select few who stayed to the end of the video. Little update. Tomorrow, FedEx Santa Claus is going to be dropping off all my Modern Horizons 2 cards. That means box openings, collector boosters, draft boosters, set boosters start tomorrow with me, and we're going to do them as many as possible, build up some queue, get them out there, do some box values, and see if these things are really as out of this world as everybody is saying. The way it's looking right now, we're looking around at least 15 set boosters, 4 to 5 draft boosters, and this time I'll even be able to do some collector boosters, and I even got a couple fat packs, boost bundles. They're fat packs. I don't care what people say. They don't pay me to do this stuff, so they're fat packs. You don't like it? Put the candy bar down. I don't know. I'm fat. Anyway, so with all that said, guys, thanks a lot for your time. I do appreciate it. And remember, let's get back out there this weekend. I know it's only Monday, but I'm really looking forward to next Saturday for some more Modern Horizons 2 draft fun, because it was a lot of fun and a lot of good cards. Oh, it's a good time. So until next time, remember to be kind. And as always, I'll see you at the LGS across the table.